Okay. Guys, do you guys remember all these? All right. Now, here we have completed reconnaissance, right or wrong? We have completed reconnaissance. We have completed scanning. Okay. So these both modules, these both things we have completed. We have completed passive information gathering. We have completed active information gathering. So scanning includes enumeration too. Okay, so reconnaissance includes the DNS information, Maltigo tool, all those things, passive, openly available information, scanning using Nmap and all, and enumeration we have done. So scanning is private information gathering. Okay, so we have done till here, right or wrong? Out of 5 phases of hacking, so we have completed 2 phases of hacking, right? Now in the system hacking phase, in system hacking phase, we are going to complete these 3 phases. Okay, so we are going to complete these 3 phases in system hacking: gaining access, maintaining access, clearing locks and tracks. Okay, in system hacking, these 3 phases will be completed: gaining access, maintaining access, clearing locks and tracks. Is it clear for everyone? Yes. Okay. Now, the issue is, what should you learn in order to do system hacking? What should you learn in order to do system hacking? So question mark. What are the important things you have to learn in order to understand or do system hacking? Anyone? Exploits, open ports, kernel. Okay. So see, guys, for different operating system, the architectures are different. For Linux, there is a different architecture. There is a different file system. For Windows, there is a different file system. Okay. So if you hack your victim system, if it is a Windows system, what do you expect to take from that Windows system? Or if it is a Linux system, what do you expect to take or what do you expect to do on a Linux system? That's a question mark, right? So obviously, there is a sensitive files in both. For Linux, there are sensitive files. For Windows, there are sensitive files, which are in default path for Windows or Linux. For Linux, if you see, there is a sensitive file path that is passwords, that is user etc/password, etc/passwd or etc/shadow. Have you ever heard about them? Password, passwd or shadow, right? You might have heard. So these are sensitive where they have usernames, they are having passwords, they consist of the hash of the passwords and all. Cracking hash values are different scenario again. It comes under password cracking that we'll be seeing in future using a tool called John. We can crack that hash keys. Okay. But yeah, currently we are focusing on something where we are going to get that sensitive data. For Windows, what is that sensitive information for Windows? For Windows, first thing is we'll be sticking to clearing logs. Okay. And also if you want, there is something called a SAM file for Windows. Okay. Which is Security Accounts Manager. So getting that SAM file consists of passwords in Windows. And in Linux, you'll be having in etc/shadow, you'll be having passwords. Okay, like that in Windows you're having SAM file. Okay, but anyways, what we'll be doing right now is uh, first of all, concentrate in getting backdoor. Okay, so in Linux, any Linux flavored machine, the file path is etc/password or etc/shadow. Okay, for Windows, we'll be focusing on clearing logs. In Linux also we can clear logs. There are scripts to clear logs. So anything is fine. So right now what we'll be doing is, first I have to make you understand that for hacking the system, for system hacking, there are many methods to hack a system. Okay, one is using open port. You can hack. If there is no open port, then what? If there is no open ports in a particular system, then how to hack them? If um, there is open ports, there are, okay, there is open port. There is there are no open ports. Okay, there will be two scenarios. If you are focusing on a system, okay, there will be two scenarios. Either that system might be having open ports or that system might not have an open port. If a system is having an open port, it is damn easy. You don't need user interaction. If there is open port, okay, if system is having open port, there is no need of user interaction. Of victim interaction. Okay, but if there is no open port, if there are no ports open, then there is a need of victim interaction in here. Okay, victim needs to interact. Victim needs to interact. Victim interaction is needed. Okay, yeah, by sending malware and all, we'll be seeing that also. How to create that malware, it's called Trojan. How to create that Trojan and how to send it to victim. So we'll see that also. But yeah, anyways, so the second phase we'll be seeing, okay, later. But we are focusing in system hacking, we are focusing on first phase, wherein if there are open ports, then there is no need of victim interaction. Okay, so we'll be focusing on this scenario. So first what we'll be doing, you have to do nmap scan. Okay, you have to do nmap scan, and if you find any open port, select that particular open port, select that target and perform your scanning. Okay. All right. So if there is no, if there are open ports, select that particular service and perform your perform your attack. So first, what I'll do is I'll start, I'll start telling you about first Linux important file. Okay, if your target is a Linux system, if your target is Linux system, what are the important file paths? There is slash, let's say etc slash passwd, or there is etc slash shadow. Okay, so any file path. So now what, when you do etc slash passwd, cat means it will show etc slash If you say etc slash PASSWD, you will be able to see the users. Okay, this is nothing but password. This is nothing but user group. So all these information. So we'll try to understand what are they. Okay, so we'll try to understand. Let's say I'll take Karthik. There is a user called Karthik in my system, Kali Linux. So I'll take this in. Yep. That's it. All right. So if you are able to see in here, okay, this is the user. Okay, this is nothing but user, and yeah, this is nothing but user. And if you are seeing next X, X is nothing but password. Okay, X is nothing but it's a password. Okay, but you can't understand. Obviously, you can't understand the password. So you'll be finding it clearly in shadow file. I'll be showing that later. Okay, so X is nothing but password, and this 1001 is there, right? 1001, 1001. This is nothing but it is UID and GID. Okay, UID and GID. And next comes user ID and group ID. And next comes our directory. It is nothing but home directory. Okay, it is home directory of that system, home/Karthik. And then finally there is command shell. bin/bash is there, right? This is nothing but command shell. Okay, so these are the indicators. So basically X indicates in here, I told you password, right? So basically X indicates encrypted password is stored. So X is indicating that there is encrypted password which is stored. Okay. Till here is it clear? Did you understand what is there in here? 1 minute, guys. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, all right. Now let's continue. So I hope you understood what is there in this etc/password. So when it comes to etc/shadow, you'll be getting that hash value, the hash of the password. Okay, so instead of password, if it is shadow, permission denied, sudo. Okay, so if you are able to see, this is the hash. Okay, hash value, we have the hash value of the user password. Okay, there is Kali Linux user and there is another user called Karthik. Okay, I have created. So the hash for Kali Linux and the hash for Karthik. So you'll be able to see. Okay, so these are the important things which we have to target on a Linux system. So when it comes to Windows system, the SAM file, when it comes to Linux system, sorry, when it comes to for Windows system, there is something called SAM. SAM is nothing but Security Accounts Manager. We store passwords in it. Okay, SAM file, we store passwords in it. Security Account Manager. So let's imagine we are having multiple user accounts. Okay, so usually let's say we are having multiple user accounts. That is, if you can see, let's say in my scenario itself, my virtual machine also in Windows virtual machine, I'm having 3 users. That is, you just have seen in SNMP enumeration, you have seen that also, right? So what users do I have? I have a guest user, I have administrator. So let's say administrator I am having Karthik CH user. There is a user called Karthik CH and there is a user called guest user. Right. How will your system identify which account should be given what preferences? Obviously, admin will be having the highest level of preferences and Karthik will be having next highest. That is not admin level though, but almost he'll be having good privileges. Okay, and when it comes to guest, there will be very limited privileges, right? Do you guys know that? Everyone know, right? Administrator will be having highest preferences, privileges, and a normal user will be having medium level privileges. And coming to guest user, very low level privileges they'll be having, right? Now, how will your system identify if you log in into something? How will they identify which one to give and which one to be given how much preferences? How will they identify? How will your system identify which system to give how much preference? Yeah, it is actually it is SID. Okay, SID. So basically, particular user account will be assigned with SID. That is nothing but security identification. Okay, SID. So SID looks something like this. If you want to know how it looks, SID will be looking something like this. S1, 2, 3, something like that. SID will be looking. Okay. So all SID and user related information and encrypted passwords will be stored in SAM file. Okay, SAM file will consist of SID, it will consist of user related information, it consists of encrypted passwords, it will be stored inside a file called SAM file, which I told you, Security Account Manager. Clear, everyone? Did you understand it? Okay, so basically Windows Server mechanism uses different strategies called Kerberos. When it comes to Windows Server, I'm talking about Windows Server, not just Windows, I'm talking about Windows Server. So when we talk about Windows Server mechanism, okay, when you talk about Windows server mechanism, there is something called Kerberos. Have you seen it in your BTech, Kerberos, by any chance? Did you have it? No? Okay. So to tell you, I'll tell you the background story of Kerberos first. Okay, there is a story behind it, Kerberos. So what is this Kerberos? Yeah. Have you ever heard about this person called Hercules Cerberus? Anyone? Did you guys hear about the Hercules Cerebus? Yeah. Okay. So if you see here, Hercules. So there is a three-headed dog, right? Okay. So this is like a guardian. He has kept this three-headed dog for as a guardian for Hellgates. Okay, as a guardian for Hellgates. The Hercules Cerebrus. This person kept a three-headed dog for guarding the Hellgates. Okay, so basically the background concept came from this story itself. Okay, this Kerberos. So there are three-headed dog protecting the Hellgates, right? So same way, MIT students, okay, MIT students came up with this Cerebrus mechanism. It's called Kerberos. Okay, it is named by Microsoft. So Microsoft is having a good relation with MIT. So basically, this Microsoft has named it as Kerberos, this mechanism, Cerebrus mechanism. So what does Kerberos do? Does in normal Windows mechanism of passwords are? It is maintained in normal Windows system. It is maintained by SAM file. Okay, but this particular Kerberos mechanism is different. This particular Kerberos mechanism is different in Windows servers. We use it. So we have Kerberos client. We have Kerberos KDC, Key Distribution Center. We are having Kerberos services, authentication service, ticket granting service. Like that, we are having few main mechanisms in here. Okay. So unlike normal Windows server password mechanisms are very different. Okay, so if you see Kerberos mechanism, yeah, there will be Kerberos KDC, there will be authentication service, ticket granting service, there will be Kerberos service, Kerberos client. You know, there are many things involved in this Kerberos. Okay, so if you ask what is key distribution center, you can see ticket granting services, it will do. Okay, authentication server will be there, ticket granting service server will be there. So like this. So the mechanism of Windows server is again different than normal Windows system. Okay. Did you get it? Did you guys understand? Yes. Now in Bugcrowd, I told you, do you guys remember Bugcrowd? So in Bugcrowd, you can go and select any program and you can hack them and get, submit the vulnerabilities, submit the loopholes. You'll be getting bounty out of it and all. You all know, right? Bug bounty program. So basically in Bugcrowd, one researcher has wrote Microsoft passwords are vulnerable for salting. Okay, back then in old during Windows XP time. Okay, so there is a researcher from Bugcrowd who has wrote that Microsoft passwords are vulnerable for salting. Do you know what salting are? What is salting? Do you know what salting is? After encryption, if you are adding some random values to that encrypted data, if you are adding some random value, okay, so it some irrelevant, some random characters, some random symbols or some random numbers, anything, okay, along with that hash value, okay, so that is called that gets confused. And basically salting is nothing but you are adding some random character or random irrelevant things, okay, to that hashed value. So that hackers, it will become difficult for them to crack it. Okay, now what happens is this Windows Microsoft passwords are vulnerable for salting. So what the researcher has observed is, if you add some random value, it can be some number, it can be some character or a symbol, anything it can be. So it is showing original content. That is the original plain text password, it is showing out directly. So that is the vulnerability he has found. Okay, it was identified when Windows XP time it was identified. Okay. Now, what Microsoft did is, from previous OS, they were using NTLM hash. Okay. In previous OS, they are using, LM hash. They are using LM hash. In Microsoft XP time, they were using LM hash. So after Vista, they have disconnected this hash. Okay, they stopped using this LM hash. Okay, LM hash is banned after Vista. So after Vista, they have updated their hash to NTLM. Okay, there are two hashes, NTLM and there is NTLM2. Two hashes are there, NTLM, NTLM2. So difference between this NTLM and NTLM2 is not big difference. The only difference between NTLM and NTLM2 is NTLM2 stores these timestamps also. So usually NTLM will not store the timestamp of user logging in and logging out. Okay, like if some user logs in and logs out, that timestamps are not stored. But NTLM2, okay, NTLM2 stores the timestamps when the user is logging in, when is the user logging out, all those things. Okay. So in Windows 10, they made you log in through Microsoft account so that it is not vulnerable for any normal login to your system. Okay. Normal logins, usually people, if at all Microsoft account is not there, so there are many ways to brute force and get inside. Okay, so they have taken out from Windows 10 and they have made sure that you are having Microsoft account to log in. So all these data is stored in SAM file, and we can see that data. We can see that data, yes, but the thing is, extracting data from SAM file is very difficult. So we are having a tool called pwdump. Okay, there is a tool called pwdump to extract hash. So according to hacker point of view, the OS will not disclose any type of encrypted data in SAM file because the file is in use. So when you open your Windows system, if some file is in use, can you delete it or can you extract the data? If some file is in use, you can't delete it. Okay, so according to hacker point of view, the OS will not disclose any kind of encrypted data in SAM file because the file is in use. Okay. So how will it decrypt if add some random? That is what the issue was. So if the researcher is adding some random values at the end of hash, okay, at the end of hash, it is automatically giving out, it couldn't handle and it is giving out the original content, the plain text, using some tools. Okay. Any doubt still here, guys? Clear, everyone? Okay. Now we'll start with Linux system. Okay, we'll start with Linux system hacking. So simple. See this, guys. Okay, we already know the IP address of our victim machine, right? So just do nmap. Okay, hyphen some stealth scan. Okay, some time performance 3. And I will be doing on 192.168.0.102 is our Metasploit machine IP. So click enter, root privileges, give sudo, enter. So here you are able to see there are many open ports, right? Okay, many open ports. Let's target one open port and see how to exploit. Till now we have seen how to gain access And in enumeration, we have seen how to get more information from open ports. Now we are going to gain the access to the victim and maintain the access. Okay, so let's just see here. So let's say FTP port is open. So now what we'll be doing is, let's open MSF console. Okay, I'm opening MSF console. Starting framework. Yes, started. Yeah. Now, if you guys see here, just search for FTP exploit. Okay, or you can simply say use slash use exploit slash. What is the operating system? It is a Unix operating system. Okay, Unix operating system. And what is the port open? We are going to target FTP port. So I'm typing FTP port. So in exploit, I'm searching for Unix. In Unix, I'm searching for FTP modules. Okay. So if I click enter, so I got, see, I got 3 modules in here. I got 3 modules: Prof FTPD, Prof FTPD, VSF TPD. Which one should I choose out of these 3? 0, 1, 2. Out of this, which one should I choose? 2. Why? Why is it 2? This is also saying backdoor access, right? First one. This is also backdoor access. Which one should I choose? Updated into source. Okay, I'll tell you, guys. That is what. See, these are all different versions. Okay, Prof FTP 1.3.3 is a version. 1.3.5 is a different version. 2.3.4 is a different version. So if you see Prof FTPD, VSFTPD, they are all different versions. So you need to know which version is your victim using. Okay, you need to know which version is your victim having. You can't simply decide on those dates or something else. Okay, so you have to do version detection scan. So hyphen S capital V. Okay, and click enter. So you are doing version detection scan. So it will give you what version is that particular port is using, that service is using. Yes, got the version details of each and every port. And if you see the version detail of this FTPS, what VSFTPD 234. So which one should I choose now? Two, right? So simple. So use 2, enter, got the backdoor. We have started using the exploit. Now we are asking exploit to show options. Enter. So I have told ask to show options, and it is saying our host. Our host is nothing but target host. Anyways, our port is by default FTP, right? FTP is 21 port number. So our host is remote host, that is our victim IP address. So just say set our host 192.168.0.128. Sorry, 102. Click enter. Okay, now you can say either run or exploit, anything is fine. So I'll say run, enter. So if you see, it is getting the backdoor access of our victim. So can you see command shell opened? It has opened the session. Remote session has opened. So if you want, I'll say ls. Ls means list files. That is why Linux commands are important. I told you right in beginning. So when you get into further topics, when you hack some Windows server or Linux or Windows, when you get the backdoor access, it is command line access you will get. So when you get command line access, you need to know commands to, in order to exploit your victim or explore your victim. So if you see ls, so I'm able to see that, there is some ben, uh, all those things, and there is home directory. So let's say I'll get inside cd space home, cd space home, enter. Now I'll say ls. So if I say ls, I'm able to see few files, right? Few files in here. ER segment, FTP, MSF, admin, service, user, these files. Okay, so let's confirm it. Okay, from real Metasploit machine, let's confirm it. MSF admin, MSF admin. So we'll get inside home directly. We are inside home. If I do ls, can you guys see this? ER segment, FTP, MSF admin, service, user, all those things. So if I want, I can create a file, I can delete a file, I can do anything I want. So if you want to create a file, for example, so I'll create a file saying touch black box. Okay, black box, enter. So let's confirm whether it got created in this machine or not. Say ls. Guys, can you see this? Can you see this? If I want, I can delete it. So I'll say rm. Let's see. Let's confirm whether it got deleted or not. Can you see? Deleted. So like that, we can create, delete, update. We can get anything we want. Okay. So we can also get inside that root folder, or we can type etc/passwd, get the password file, or etc/shadow and get the password hash. Okay, so we can download that particular data. We can do many things. So we can host a web server in here. Okay, and we can, whatever files we want, we can update in that web server, and we can download it from outside. So whatever we want, we can do. So here the simple thing is, I'm just trying to show you guys how we are able to get backdoor access just without user interaction. User is not interacting with us. Just because there is an open port, that is FTP port open. So what I did is I have used an exploit in Metasploit framework, and I have to backdoor access of our victim, and remotely I'm able to send commands. Okay, remotely I'm able to send commands, and I'm able to get the information from our victim. So can you see ifconfig our victim data? See? Okay. So can you see etc/password? Can you see this? MSF admin and user. There are many users. There is a user called klog, it seems. There are user called post GREs, some user. There are many users in here. Okay, so we usually use MSF admin. So anyways, here you are able to see the hashes, right? So Metasploit is acting like it's a Linux server. So any Linux server is similar to Metasploit. So if you are having practical experience with Metasploit, that means you will be getting some experience with any Linux system. So is this clear, guys? Did you understand it? How we got access and how we have taken out the important information from it? Clear for everyone? Yes. So for today, this is it. So next class, we'll be continuing with the Windows hack. Okay, so we'll be seeing Windows exploits, and we'll be seeing how we